changing gears. Yeah, exactly. Ruined Rousey. Dana White was on the UFC Unfiltered podcast, and he said Ronday Rousey is, quote, definitely not fighting in New York for UFC 205. She's 29 years old, just letting you know, coming off her first career loss to Holly Holm 9 months ago. That was UFC 193. And during that fight, she injured her knee. Now, take a look at this photo Dana White gave us the last time he stopped by. Remember this? The bone fragments that they had just taken out of her knee from that fight.
It looks like popcorn.
It does. It looks like cotton. Like it's not like under a microscope. Either way, it's gross. LZ, my question, I know how I feel about this. I don't think she ever fights again. Does she even need to go back to UFC at this point?
No, of course not. Absolutely not. Because, as I talked about with Ewan McGregor, at this point, you're such a pop culture figure, you can make your money without getting your face smashed in.
Did you just call him Ewan McGregor?
I did.
Like
I got
the
all
actor?
British. Yeah, I did.
The guy that rides his motorcycle cross country?
I like when you call me on that. I tried to slide that through.
I thought I was having a stroke.
I rode past it, too. I did a drive-by mispronounce.
My God, sir.
Rolling them stop signs. Come on,
ZDR.
Big fan of Ewan McGregor as well, though.
Yes, both of them.
Either way,
neither one of them needs to fight for a living. How about that?
They don't, actually. Because she's got... Why get your face beat up when they're paying you to have a trailer and act?
I'm going to echo the choir. No one likes getting punched in the face. And from a guy who participated in a combative sport, and just like boxing, just like UFC, just like football, for many a person, it's a means to an end. It is not something that you wake up and have the deepest passion and love for. Nobody want to get kicked in the face. You're trying to get kicked in the face just enough to leverage it into something else. And now, since she's a household name worldwide, and she has 5 movies that are not even released that she's involved with, she's already leveraged it. And why risk coming back to win the title, and then you could potentially lose again or get hurt?
What if the argument is this? What if the argument is she's not a great actor? And I'm sorry, I'm saying that. She's not a great actor.
The industry doesn't demand that.
Right. And she's obviously gotten a lot of these doors open because she is Ronday Rousey, who has been this amazing story in the fighting world, and she looks great, and she's powerful and talented. But if she's not Ronday Rousey, the fighter, does she continue to get the opportunities that Hollywood's been giving her?
Absolutely, because of the huge shift that we've seen now for Hollywood movies to go towards female action stars now.
I'm all in.
I mean, Wonder Woman's getting her own movie now, and we don't want to see Angelina Jolie's skinny arms punching dudes anymore.
How
if you're going to be,
dare you?
I'm just saying, if you're going to be an action female superstar, then at least have some kind of cred, and she at least will have that cred. When she punches somebody in the movie,
by the way,
I'm going to be like, oh,
she can do that. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, I went back and watched Predator, still amazing. Was not ever a great actor, but has made $1 zillion.
And Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, didn't start off where he is right now.
Exactly.
I mean, look.
And someone questioned if he's a good actor now.
No, he's not. And I love him.
There's no good place back in the octagon because she lost to Holly Holm.
I agree.
Who lost to Misha Tate, who lost to Nunes.
It's all murky now.
So why are you
even if she came back and won one fight, does that even prove anything?
No,
now you got to win a bunch of fights.
And here's the thing. We have seen great athletes in the past walk away from the game after bad losses. You know, I cover tennis heading out to the U.S. Open next week.
Oh, hey.
We all talk about how bored.
Oh, yes.
Walked off the court after bad losses to Johnny Mack.
And bad hair.
At 26.
What?
He was still in his prime, and he walked away. And you know what?
He was smexy.
When I walk around New York next week, no one's going to talk about how he walked away and left so much on the table. They're going to call him Board, the great champion. That's the same way they're going to think about Rousey.
I love how you just figured out a way to get that video in.
Yeah.
You like that?
Brilliant.
That's
Next up.
the make up for the McGregor era.
Nothing can make up
Bad blood. I'm sorry I called you out. John Wall, Bradley Beal have been teammates in D.C. for the past 4 seasons, both now under max contracts, and considered obviously to be cornerstones of that franchise. However, we got a problem. They don't like each other. Take a look at this.
Womp womp.
I think at times we have our tendencies where we dislike each other on the court, going vice versa. I think at the same time, you got to be able to put that to the side. Once I argue with somebody, I'm cool, I'm passing. I'm back to playing basketball. And I think at times you just got to understand, now you have your money, you don't have to go out there and prove anything. I want you to be an all-star just as much as I'm all-star.
It's tough because we're both alphas. And we're both alphas, you know? So it's always tough when you have 2 guys who firmly believe in themselves, who will bet on themselves against anybody else, and, you know, who want to be that guy, you know? But we both can be that guy, and sometimes I think we both lose sight of the fact that we need each other.
All right, we're laughing
Looking like Doc Rivers.
at a lot of that. They're both alphas, apparently.
You can't be a self-professed alpha.
You can't be an alpha on TV.
I'm an alpha.
I'm a TV alpha.
And also, there's a difference between, because John Wall referenced, like, oh, we can have an argument and get past it and go out and play.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference, because we can all have arguments between having an argument and I just don't like you. So is the fact, if they don't like each other, can you get past that enough to be a successful team?
Well, you know, in the wake of what we just saw with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, who would swear on record at times how great their relationship was until one departed, and then he didn't tell the other one where he was going, and now they still haven't spoken since, you can understand that this is a positive sign. These are two guys who are going on record, actually stating the facts that we have an issue here, and now what do? Because as we know in life, your true friends, they stab you in the front. Your fake friends, they stab you in the back.
My friends never stab me.
And this is a true friend. This is a true friend. He's telling you straight up, hey, I don't like that. And that's just how the game goes.
You know what?
A friend and you.
You know what? He doesn't get that many opportunities to say that to Bradley Beal, because Bradley Beal ain't on the court long enough for him to say that.
Wow.
I mean, when you what? I'm just looking at the stats. I mean, I can see you wanting to be an alpha male, but to be an alpha male, you have to not do it on TV. You have to do it on the court. Look at those numbers, dude. You ain't played 80 games in 2 seasons combined.
But
you have to be.
How dare you?
No, rather, those are starts. But you still, in order to be an alpha male, you have to perform on the court. And right now, the all-star who's played at least 75 games for the last 3 seasons is the alpha male. He's the point guard. He's the multi-time all-star. You the dude that needs to justify your contract.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, please say 2 things.
Beal's deal is about $47 million more.
Thank you.
Than John
That's a
Wall's.
number you left out. That's an alpha male.
That's kind of a thing.
That money.
That's poor management. That ain't
really?
got nothing to do
it's
with
not
ball.
great.
That ain't got nothing to do with ball.
Don't be talking about another man's money, LZ. You know best.
get out
That's
there.
not, we get paid to talk about other people's money. That's how we just talk about Joey's money
It's a great
the whole
point.
time.
We did. It's our job. Up next, Corey Brewer is here, and we're going to spend the entire segment talking about James Harden's shoes. Yay!
Oh, Corey got on some of them.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
What are those? Air roaches?
Good Lord.
Like hush puppies.
Oh, roaches.
Those are...
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Blocked away. Not for a lack of effort. Fish in the middle. Fish. Facial. Corey Brewer. So Fish was worried about jumping outside of the arc. Brewer didn't know he was there. A poster.
We play that every time we can.
Matt Barnes on set. Look at your challenge. I mean, leave Derek Fisher alone.
Man.
If you haven't figured it out, that, of course, was Corey Brewer. And this, of course, is Corey Brewer. And yes, that was... We played it. I think we played it the last time.
Yeah, we played that a lot.
It's like your calling card. It's not a bad one to have.
Sweet.
This is an amazing segue. Since you play for the Rockets now, we want to get into some comments your teammate Patrick Beverly made recently. Here we go. When asked about what he expects from James Harden and the rest of your team this season, quote, MVP and leading us to the finals. Simple. I mean, it is. It's simple. Is it realistic? That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, man. I think it can be realistic. It can be realistic if we play to our potential.
That means no. I mean, look,
That was such a
that
pause,
is a teammate.
man.
Wait, let me translate. Teammate saying hell no, but he had to say something because he's on TV. Can you give us
Well,
the
wait,
truth?
which part? There are two parts of that.
You know the
We got a new team, so, you can't just make
those
expectations
experiments
that.
when you go on those
gotta
camping
start the
trips?
season first.
Yeah,
and
like
they want
that.
you to fall back and your teammates catch you
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
trust game.
That sounds like I'm going to let you fall and hit the ground, man. It's like, come on
I'm
now.
with my guy. James could be MVP. With Coach D'Antoni's system, the way we play, we're gonna get him up.
Let me ask you, what's more realistic? You guys go to the finals. James Harden is the MVP.
James MVP.
Okay.
Just because we hadn't played a game yet with the new team. So
That's actually a fact.
James MVP.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, I mean, you get excited when you got D'Antoni as a coach because offensively, he's going to heighten whatever you have done, you're going to do it better. And James Harden, this is what's crazy. We know he's a scorer, but do you know last year this dude had the highest assist percentage for all shooting guards and the highest assist per game? Like, we know he hogs the ball, but when he doesn't, he actually passes it to somebody who makes a shot.
He's
Pretty
not
good,
winning
pretty good.
MVP as long as all that footage of him not playing defense exists in the universe.
But it's our children.
Steph Curry ain't defending everybody.
No. There's nothing that embarrassing, that consistent on Steph Curry as it is on James Harden.
That's Kyrie Irving.
I'm not going to ask you to comment on that, but you are a great defensive
How
player.
dare you do
and it
so
must
mean.
be a little exhausting to have to see what I'm talking about.
That
See what I'm seeing.
What'd you do, Corey? Y'all tie the shoes together?
I mean, mean, and it's
Oh, Lord. I think this year he's going to play better defense.
That is the best answer.
We're going to let the past be in the past. Hey, it's the future Rockets, man. James is going to play defense.
Let's raise one up to the future Rockets. I like it. Yeah. This was only our way of just killing a little time, because you know what's next. We're talking James Harden. What in the world is that? The Adidas Harden 1 triple black surfaced online yesterday on Twitter, and yes, Twitter had fun. James Harden really made sneakers for Grandpa Joe from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. 7 out of 8 geriatric orthopedists recommend the new James Harden shoe to their patients. Yeah. These are, okay, so my take was, like, whenever you're watching a cartoon and they're on a fishing boat and they reel in a shoe from the ocean and it, like, looks like a cartoon junky shoe. That's what that looks like, right?
I can't even take it from my guy. That's an ugly shoe.
There you go. There you go. Keep it 100.
But,
Keep it 100. It's an ugly shoe. Thank you, Corey Brewer.
But I think it might just be the prototype or something.
The prototype. That's where you start, and I hate to see where you end up. That shoe looks like Jordan's shoe and Hush Puppies and Timberland had an ugly baby. That's what that looks like.
And Sass.
No. The one that made me laugh out loud is somebody on the internet said about these shoes. He said that these shoes, what they look like, that you make prison wine in them. Like,
come on, man.
How you gonna get
I think
prison wine?
It's gonna look a lot better when it comes out.
No, are you gonna wear it? Are you gonna wear it?
Yeah, what happens if he asks you to?
I'm an Adidas guy, so.
Oh, is that your out?
Oh, yeah, you're lucky.
I'm an Adidas guy, so.
Those are Adidas.
Yeah, those are Adidas, what I'm saying, so I might have to wear those.
Okay, so now here's
Those are beautiful shoes.
The million-dollar question. If you had to wear one or the other, just don't even worry about who your teammate is. Which one are you wearing, the Curry or the Harden? I mean,
I'm gonna wear the Harden.
No, you're
You
not.
can hide the black ones.
Hide them with what?
They're black, so you know.
Yeah, they can blend in.
Yeah, they don't pay them attention.
they look like they have Tom Cruise lifts in them. Like they're like little tennis shoes.
Oh.
Right? We don't know Tom Cruise wears lifts.
Yeah, right.
Everybody knows that.
You want to be a janitor or you want to be a cook? Like,
Steph Curry shoes looks functional to me. Like if you're a nurse, you would buy those shoes and work with those. I'm not quite sure what you would do with James Harden shoes.
If you're a janitor, you'll wear the James.
Okay,
I feel like this is not the marketing that Under Armour and Adidas were looking for.
And they sold out of all the Steph Currys,
They really
which is
did.
amazing. So maybe James Harden's on
There's
the
a lot
same
of people
path.
in California.
Stop
I'm
it.
just saying.
I'm glad you were honest. But, LZ, apparently you have is this one of those Jeff Bridges series questions?
Yeah,
No,
please
this
don't.
is not one of my Jeff Bridges series.
We're timing you, too, also. It takes forever with your questions.
So, your former teammates from Florida, Al Horford, Joakim Noah, both ended up on new teams this season. My question to you is, who has the better situation?
Oh. Probably going into it, it's got to be Al, just because Boston had a good year last year. Yeah. They got some great pieces. Joakim's situation is different, just because, D Rose is going there, and, Porzingis is young, but, they still have Melo, but it's just two different situations. Because the Knicks have a chance to be good, but Boston's already good.
Now, what about, there's two questions. One is, what's wrong with Joakim Noah, like, in terms of the health? Is he going to be able to respond, or is this something that this seems like he's going down the hill?
No, I think he's healthy. He's been working out all summer. I just talked to him the other day, actually. I think this is going to be a big year for him. If he can stay healthy, he's going to have a great year. And he's back in New York. He's a New York guy.
I mean,
so
he's got to be happy.
He's going to play. He's going to play with all his heart.
And who's had a better career of those two?
Wow.
And I'm going all in. You're here.
Good Lord.
You're here. You said James Harden's shoes ugly. I know you ain't scared. I know you're not scared to answer.
Nah, man. They both had...
Oh, no.
They both pretty. One is prettier. One is prettier.
They both been in the playoffs.
I'm going to tell you.
They both
Joakim Noah.
all-stars.
Joakim Noah. I'll tell you who had a better career. Joakim Noah. There you go.
You think so?
I said it.
Yeah,
you
I
pause
about that one. That is a tight one, so I
It's
get
a tight
it.
race, because Al's been an all-star.
Corey, you weren't scared.
Defensive player.
And I like that. Will you
There
just
you
leave
go.
him alone about trying to pick
First
favorites?
team All-NBA.
I'm with both of them, so...
Yeah.
For me, it's both my guys. Go Gators.
There it is.
Right.
With
Check
a
your
smile.
phone, boy. They blowing you up right now.
I know. Well, you better answer right away. Thank you, by the way, and thanks for ripping the shoe with us, because that was fun. Before we go to break, some late-night sound from Seth Meyers talking about another Gator, Tim Tebow.
You know it.
Next week, former NFL quarterback Tim Tebow will hold a workout in Los Angeles to try to impress scouts from Major League Baseball. Pretty ambitious for a guy who's never even gotten to second base.